guys, and welcome back to this week's, or I guess it's not welcoming back, welcome to this week's episode of Pauper Ponderings. Now, I'm not sure if we could call it Pauper Ponderings, and I would have said Modern Musings if my buddy Michael Shapiro didn't already have that article series on the Manabase. But as you know, this week, instead of Pauper, we were going to play a format that you guys voted on, and you guys voted on Modern. So, I tried to find the coolest, craziest deck I could find that was still possibly okay, and this is what I came up with. We are going to be playing Red, White, Heroic. So this was kind of a deck back in Journey, or in Theros Standard, but we're using the cards Favored Hoplite, which is 1 white for a 1/2 with Heroic, and whenever you cast a spell that targets Favored Hoplite, you put a +1/+1 counter on it and prevent all damage that will be dealt to it this turn. A Crow and Crusader, which is 1 red for a 1/1. Whenever you cast a spell that targets him, you make a 1/1 red soldier with haste. And Helix Leader, which is a 2 white for a 1/1, and whenever you cast a spell that targets it, you put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. So those 12 creatures are supplemented by 4 God's Willing, which is going to give protection of the color of our choice to target creature, and then scry 1. We have Emerge Unscathed. Actually, we talked about this card last week in our top 10 iconic Masters cards for Pauper. It says 1 white, target creature you control gains protection from the color of your choice until the turn, and then has rebound. So it's going to be very powerful, giving our guys double heroic triggers. And then we also have a Johnny's Presence. So this is 1 white. Any number of target creatures each get +1/+1 and gain indestructible till end of turn, and then it has Strive. So you can essentially kick it for 2 and a white and give it another target. So then, in terms of pure just boost spells, we have the spell Blades of Velis Vel. So it's 1 and a red for a tribal instant, and it's going to give up to 2 target creatures +2/+0 until end of turn. So what this is going to do is going to allow us to double target, so possibly Favorite Hoplite or a Crow and Crusader to make some guys and make this guy bigger, or give our guys a bump with Phalanx Leader, and make a guy. It's all just very, very powerful. We also play the card Coordinated Assault as a 1/of, as just kind of the 5th Blades of Velis Vel. After that, we're playing just a bunch of removal spells. We have 3 Path to Exiles, depending on what we play against. We have 4 Lightning Helix, and then we have 4 Lightning Bolts. So pretty solid in terms of red and white, as they are 2 of the best colors for removal in the format. As for the mana base, I wanted to be, a little bit cost effective. I could have played like a bunch of Sacred Foundries and Arid Mazes, but I think this does a pretty good job. So we're playing 4 Inspiring Vantage, which is the fast land, 4 Battlefield Forge, which is the pain land, and then 4 Clifftop Retreats, which is the check land, along with 4 mountains and 4 plains. You got to get the Sweet Innistrad Mountain in there, very important, and the 1 Sweet Innistrad Plains. So I played a couple test matches with this deck. It is pretty fun, pretty explosive, but just like Boggles, there's a chance that you can, just kind of flame out and do nothing. I've played 3 test matches with it. I'm currently 1 and 2, but I have some feeling that we can get some wins with this deck. If we go over to the sideboard, white and red both have. Oh, I don't know how I did that. White and red both have a good amount of sideboard cards. We're playing 2 Corks Firewalkers. It's 2 white for a 2/2, protection from red. Whenever a player casts a red spell, you gain a life. It's good against any sort of burn deck we play against. We have 2 Vanguard of Brimaz for any sort of matchup where we need more creatures and where we need to go a little bit wider. Oh. We have 3 Rule of Law for any sort of combo deck we play against. It's going to be very powerful. It's kind of good against us, but it also makes it so, their removal spells aren't very good against us. Because if they use their removal spell on our guy, we get to counter it essentially with a God's Willing on Emerge Unscathed or on a Johnny's Presence, and then they can't respond. We also play 2 Arena Athlete for any matchup where it's going to get kind of bogged down with a lot of creatures. We're able to make their guys not be able to block us. Playing 2 Biforce for any sort of affinity matchup we play against. Playing 2 Deflecting Palm for any sort of, this Breach Emrakul deck has become pretty popular on Magic Online. So we have that for that matchup. And then we have 2 Wear Tears just to kind of mop anything else up, especially enchantments if we need to destroy those. So I'm pretty excited about this deck. And we'll see you for round number 1 in just a few minutes. But again, if you like this video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. As well, check us out online, www.themanabase.com. And before I go, gotta mention Cloud of the Dominus. That mono blue Delver player last week really gave it to me with Cloud of the Dominus, so we figured we'd immortalize ourselves in Cloud of the Dominus this week. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you for round number 1. Guys, we're here for round number 1, playing some, I guess, Boros Heroic. We won the die roll. I would like to keep our opponent. It's Major Mike 13. So we have a decent curve here. We have favored Hoplite. Multi 4 cards. 5 cards. 4 cards. Alright, kept a hand of 4. We might be able to get a win here on the play. I'm liking our chances anyways. Alright. I'm going to try to punish his small hand here with a favorite Hoplite on turn 1. And then we'll ship the turn. So, the one thing that I found with this deck that is maybe not the best, he's playing a Smoldering Marsh. Okay, well, I like our chances if he's playing Smoldering Marsh. The problem here is this deck possibly doesn't have enough pump spells. It's a lot of just protection spells. So we're kind of hoping he has to, like, just try to kill our guy. It's kind of what has to happen. Ooh, Blood Chief Ascension. Beginning of each opponent's diffused to... Okay. Okay. Well, I don't think this is a matchup where I'm going to be bolting his creatures. I'll leave the Emerge Unscathed up so I won't Lightning Helix him. Another Clifftop Retreat, and we'll attack for another 1 here. So the cool thing about Favorite Hoplite is the way its Heroic trigger works is whenever you cast a spell that targets it, if you cast something like a lightning bolt or something on it, the heroic trigger will go off, and then you can use the lightning or the lightning bolt is kind of like a pump spell. Cataract Creeper. All right. Well, he also had more than 60 cards in his deck. You know what? I purposefully went into a 2-man for this reason, and we just got to play against this nonsense deck. You know what? We're playing nonsense too, but this is a good chance for us to possibly see how this deck works. So we're going to attack in for 1 again. He's on 2 cards. I'm liking our spot a lot here. And you know what? You might call this cheap. I'm going to call it, you know, just capitalizing on our opportunities. What is that thing? It's like a slug or something. Another Cataract Creeper. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Well, I could path it, I guess. Feels pretty bad, but I think I'm going to. I literally just hope he tries to kill our guy. That's like at all points what I want him to do. Blades of Velis Vel will be a really good draw. That's kind of what we're hoping for. The problem with that is, it's actually quite funny, is that if we draw Blades of Velis Vel and then he has like a any sort of lightning bolt or anything in response with his red, then the Emerge Unscathed is going to make our guy protection from red, and it's going to counter. I guess it won't counter. You know, it'll counter it on the 1 guy. So we have 2 protection spells now. He could just play a big guy. We might be dead though. Like, I'm not really even sure what this guy's doing with this Pillar of the Params, Smoldering Marsh, Blood Chief Ascension deck with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Each creature deals 1 damage to its controller. Okay, let me take 2. I mean, yeah, put a quest counter on it. Okay. Oh, there's a Blades of Velis Vel. That's definitely what we needed. So put that trigger on the stack, then that trigger on the stack. Well, that's pretty sweet. That worked. Fantastic. So this is an attack for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I don't think it's worth it to burn these things. Because worst case scenario, like I can just use these to get through next turn. So this should be fine. You know what? I'm making fun of this deck, but we might just lose to it in games 2 and 3. Oh no. What does he have? Rakdos Charm. Each creature deals 1 damage to each controller. Okay. You know what? I'm going to say Rakdos Charm not very good against us. So he goes down to 3. But his Bloodchief Ascension does get another counter on it. What do we possibly have? Is there anything he could draw here? Thought Scour. He milled me. Interesting. Interesting. Right. Alright, we got game 1. Perfect. Just how we drew it up, I guess. Okay, going to the sideboard. He probably has some amount of removal. He probably has, like... I think I'm gonna... I don't know if I want to board these in or not. I definitely want the Wear Tears, as the Bloodchief Ascension's probably good against me. If that's what he's trying to do. I don't want to change too much else. Maybe I'll just cut the... maybe I need the Lightning Helixes. I'll cut the Coordinated Assault. And maybe a Path to Exile? Alright, we'll run with that. See what happens. Major Mike, he's on the play this time. What do we have? Kind of a slow hand, but it definitely does stuff. So I guess I'll keep. So what is Major Mike on this time? Crumbling Necropolis. Sure. Lead with Inspiring Vantage and pass. So I think with this hand, I'm going to wait till turn 3 to play the leader. Because just throwing it out there, I think, is a little bit too dangerous. Pillar of the Params, yep. There is a Bloodchief Ascension. Bloodchief Ascension, Pillar of the Params is kind of a non-bow. Clifftop Retreat. So we're going to pass again. So I don't think it's worth it to expose Phalanx Leader to a removal spell, and I'm not sure what he could have. I guess he could have another Creeper or whatever it's called. It's a nice swamp. That is a nice swamp. Is this a Creeper? Ooh, Sidraxis Spectre. That's actually a card. Alright. Alright. So luckily we have a million lands in hand. He has 4 cards. We need to draw another guy. We draw another guy, this Blades of Velis Vel will be insane. So luckily the Sidraxis Spectre is not that good against us. We have 6 cards in hand, with 4 of them being lands. We don't really need too many more lands than what we have in play already. So we will take this 3 pretty willingly. This card is much better than Creeper or whatever the hell he had in play last game. Alright. Bye-bye, Mountain. I guess this thing with Bloodchief Ascension is a combination. I just really hope he has a removal spell for our guy. Another Bloodchief Ascension. Well, that's not good for us. Doesn't he get 2 counters? He's on 4 cards in hand. We might be dead this game. Yeah. Another counter. Yeah. God's Willing. Okay, so I guess I'll just play the Plains and then pretty much play nothing else. Get in for one. Definitely need to find a way to kill this Sidraxis Spectre. Maybe he has a removal spell there. No, he didn't. Okay. Well. Ooh, getting Rakdos Charms? No, Thought Scout. And he's milling me. Very interesting. Did hit a Chrome Crusader. I'm not quite sure why he would use the Thought Scour there. Just because... Isn't that a combo with the Bloodchief Ascension once you have it? But... I am not the master of the Pillar of the Baron's Bloodchief Ascension deck. Ooh, this has to be the Crypt Creeper. No, Freak is chosen. Okay. So we're getting 3'd here again. Not the best. Going down to 14. Maybe we shouldn't have cut those Path Exiles. Bye-bye, Battlefield Forge. 2 more counters on the Bloodchief Ascension. Yep. Well, there's a Wear Tear, so that's pretty good. So we are going to attack. I don't know why he wouldn't block. I think the whole point of that card. Three cards in hand. He does block, okay. So I think I'm actually going to use Emerge Unscathed here. I'm going to give protection from black. And hopefully kill this thing. We shall see. It does, it does. Alright, let's see what he has now. No Rakdos Charm. Rakdos Charm currently doesn't get us. The problem is this Sidraxis Spectre. That is the problem. We need to need 2 removal spells for it, which is pretty bad. We need to find some guys and start putting some pressure on him pretty quickly. This card is pretty powerful. Uncommon version of Sidraxis Spectre, though. That's not very good. Pillar of the Parents is quite the card. That's quite the art, too. It looks like it's out of, like, Harry Potter or something. Like, the difference in styles of, like, this card and Crumbling Necropolis is pretty crazy. So we're going to get clocked by the Sidraxis Spectre here. I assume his hand is, like, all Rakdos Charms and stuff. Yeah, going down to 11. We need to find a removal spell for that thing real quick. Oh, is this... Oh, another Sidraxis Spectre? That's not good for us. Certainly not. I'm going to destroy this one. Going to give that the old tear. So now, whenever we discard a card... No, whenever a card goes to the river from anywhere... Yeah, this is not good. This is not good. Because we're actually going to get... It's going to happen right now. Oh, there we go. Yeah, this is not good at all. Protection from black. And then this thing triggers and he goes to 21 and we go to 9? Eee. Aspiring Vantage is definitely not good. Ooh, yeah. Takes 3 and goes to 18. And we're taking 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we are just dead. Wow. That was painful. Okay, so maybe we want this Path Exile some more. Path Exile, we don't want some amount of this stuff. I think we want more creatures. I don't think we want the core Firewalker, but I think we want Vanguard Brimaz. And I think we want Arena Athlete. And I think it might be ridiculous, but I think we just want all the creatures and less of this stuff. I think we want the Coordinated Assault, but we don't want the God's Willing. Yeah, we're going to max on the creatures here. I think that's the best way to do this. I am going to be on the play. This hand is atrocious, so I'm going to mull it in. This hand has a removal spell. It's got the stench of potential. I'm going to lose to this terrible Grixis deck in round 1. I don't know. I don't think we win on a mull to 5. Major Mike, what are you doing, bud? We have a lot more creatures in our deck now. We added 4 creatures. We have 16 creatures in our deck. We have 2 pump spell or a pump spell and 3 lands. He's deciding. He kept 7. I think I'm gonna keep. Maybe we can get lucky. We don't want that one. Gonna play Vantage and pass. We might just lose. Might just lose. Okay, I like that start. We need some guys. I thought I put that to the bottom. Isn't that how... That's how Moto works, though, right? Like, you scry the card to the bottom, and then you automatically draw it. Pillar of the Hands, yeah. Oh, is this Bloodchief Ascension? Oh, no. Tide Hollow Strix. Sure. Planes. Okay. It's not the best. I think we're gonna kill that guy, I guess. You gotta think he's got a removal spell in his deck somewhere, right? Plays a Sunken Hollow, sure. There's Bloodchief Ascension, yep. So we're definitely gonna kill this thing. Can't let any counters get on that thing. We need to draw guys. Like now. There's a guy. Okay, that's a guy. It's not the best guy, but it's a guy. So this is why we board it like this. We need to put pressure on him big time. Arena Athlete. I don't know how good this guy's going to be, but we will see. We shall see. This guy looks like he should be bigger than a 2-1, though. Like, theoretically, this thing is the same PT as a Snapcaster Mage, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. What is this? It's Hadraxis Spectre. Yep. I'll give that thing the lightning bolt. It's going to hit us once, so we have to be mindful of that. Ooh, Phalanx Leader is a good one, though. In with the Arena Athlete. So I guess we're hoping his turn is... the problem is we don't get to keep both of our spells. But this Blades of Velis Vel is going to be an attack for 9. Which is good. Judging by his deck, I don't know what else he plays. Emergency might end up being better. We'll see what he decides to do here. I have to discard something. Yeah, so he is unearthing that. It's just a matter of whether or not I want to go for the risky play or the smart play. Okay, so no blockers. We're taking 3. Now, what are we discarding? He hasn't played a removal spell all match. I think I'm going to discard the Unscathed. And you know what? I might get severely punished for it, but just like how this match has played out, I just don't think he has very many removal spells, if any. So the Straxus Spectre goes away. The Bloodchief Ascension gets a counter. But I'm hopefully going to hit him for a metric ton this turn. Oh, he has a removal spell now? Oh, he just has a counter spell. Okay, that's not the worst. Because it does buff my guys, which is good. In for 5. The Bloodchief Ascension gets another counter, which is not great. But that definitely could have gone worse. He's at 13. Plays a land. Another Pillar of the Params. Oh, no. What does he have? So I think it definitely makes sense that I kept the blades there. I definitely didn't get punished. This has got to be his creeper, right? What does this card even do? When you cast a blue spell, exile the top card of target library. When you cast a black spell, exile the top card of target library. Your opponents can't cast spells with the same name as the card exiled with Circu. Okay. Interesting. Alright, I guess we just try to lightning bolt this thing. If he has the counter squall, he has the counter squall. He does not have the counter squall. There is a favored Hoplite, which is a fairly decent draw. He's on 2 cards. I don't like. Man, this deck is weird. You know what? I don't want to say it's bad, but it's pretty close to bad. I don't play this thing because again, I just don't think he has any removal spells in his deck. Like, I'm not saying this deck is a masterpiece by any stretch of the imagination, but like, at least it does something. This deck does something too. Like, to be fair, this thing just destroyed me in game. You know, like, Sideraxis Spectre is a very powerful magic card. Okay, he did not play anything. Ooh. Mine. Okay, well. Hoping he doesn't put a counter on that thing. God's willing. Does that do it? I think it does. What could he have? If he just has counter squall, I think I just lose the game, don't I? If 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I just go for the win, right? Like, if he has counter squall, what happens? He counters it, but he still dies. Yeah, okay. He has to have removal spell here. Oh. So he has counter squall, but I'm pretty sure he just still dies, right? Because he only has 2 counters, yeah. Yeah, okay, cool. Man, Heroic's sick. In 4, 10, 8, 9. We got there. All right, so we're 1-0 with good old-fashioned red-white heroic. I'll be back for round number 2 in just a little bit. All right, guys, we're here for round number 2, playing against Carlton XU. We've got a pretty decent hand here. We have the Acrone Crusader, so I'm liking our chances. Windswept Heath. Lead off with Inspiring Vantage and Acrone Crusader. We definitely need to draw another guy, though. That's what we need. Because Acrone Crusader is good, but we need Phalanx Leader to really push him over the top. Windswept Heath. For a Temple Guard. So maybe playing against something like Collect Company. Could be a thing. I don't think I should be scared of removal spell here. Another guy? A Johnny's Presence. Play this, and I think we're just going to go for the presence here. It's going to have +1/+1. It's also going to make a guy, and the next turn we can Blades for more. If he goes for Path, I have Emerge Unscathed, which is good. Perfect. Perfect. This guy was like in the red decks for a little bit, if I remember correctly, from, ooh. No, thank y'all. I'll make another guy and counter your spell. No, he has another path. I guess that's a fine trade. I made 2 guys. He's going to take 2? No, he doesn't. Okay. If he takes 3 here, I have 3 guys in play. That's like a pretty decent trade for me. Next turn I get to Blades plus Emerge. This card is like insane. Oh, he might be like Todd Stevens' deck. Like green-white value deck or whatever. Loxodon Smiter. Well, that thing's big. I'm going to target this. So it's pretty sweet. I get to give this thing protection from green so we can't block it. There's a Johnny's Presence, which isn't too bad. Then I'm going to Blades this thing and this thing. Ooh, we're like going off here. He's at 14 already? So then if he blocks the 3-1, I get to a Johnny's Presence it, and if he blocks a 1-1, I get to just bolt it, which is pretty sick. I don't understand. A Acrone Crusader feels like it's more powerful than a rare, but I could be wrong. See? Ooh. Is this a got him? I think it's a got him. So he takes 3, 6 down to 8, which is not too shabby. Well, she just Wrath of Gods me here or something. Birds, sure. Hierarch, sure. Another Blades? Well, definitely not going to turn that up. Best part about Heroic is, like, he can even have the path and it doesn't matter. I still make a guy. All these guys have haste. I feel like this Acrone Crusader is just much too powerful to be a common, but maybe that's me. So he blocks the 2 3-1s. He takes 4. He goes to 3. Or to 4. If at any point he taps the Rising Canopy, he's dead. So Definitely not too mad about that. We're just gonna run the tables with we got there. Alright, so we green white, so we probably want the Vanguards and the Arena Athletes. I don't think we want too much else. We probably can cut down on the God's Willings. Maybe not the God. Maybe it's the Ajani Presence. Actually, it's probably 2 and 2. Because he's gonna have Path, but he's also gonna have like bigger guys to block. So yeah, I like that. The Arena Athletes will be good because it'll stop his guys from blocking. Yeah, this is insane. I actually think our matchup's quite good here, now that I think about it. But I could be wrong. Maybe I'm just kind of being hopelessly optimistic. We got our win. You know what? And you can call that win cheap all you want, but it's a W. Doesn't matter what it looks like while you're doing it. This matchup, this is not a good hand. Oh, it's so close. If it wasn't the lens, that'd be insane. Mulligan, though. No. Guess we keep. Maybe I should have kept that first hand. I don't know. We're on the draw. Planes for our opponent is good. Definitely good. Playing a guy here, hopefully. Scavenging news, sure. Well, we'll play Battlefield Forge and hopefully Lightning Helix's guy. Hopefully. We definitely need to be on the draw, or on the play. Our deck is infinitely better on the play, but that's alright. That's just magic cards, you know? Like Death says. So, what is our opponent thinking about? Plays a Plains. I will say, his choice of basics is quite nice. I don't know why I played the Battlefield Forge. That was definitely incorrect. Definitely incorrect. What is this? Yep. That's not good. Enough planes. Alright, this is gonna be a tough one. Well, I know what card I'm gonna be in next week. Ghost Quarter, not too good against me. Yeah, this is definitely Todd Stevens' deck. Ooh, another Johnny's Presence. That's definitely what we needed in this spot. This collect company to just basically end the game. Oh, just even Mind Sensor. Okay, sure. At least he's using good Aven Mind Sensor too, so you can't be upset about that. Taking 5 here, going down to 11. Certainly not good. Definitely need a guy sometime. Maybe not this turn, but we're gonna need a guy pretty quickly. Razor Verge Thicket, sure. It's in for 5, puts us to 6, so we're pretty close to just being dead. Pride Mage, sure. Battlefield Forge, we are dead. Alright. Game 2, I think I still like the way our deck is boarded. So I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it. I have faith. We won't mold to 5 and we won't get blown up by Jamoka's command again. I have faith. And that's what keeps the world spinning, is faith. I like this card view, it's nice. Alright, I would like to play first. Alright, this hand is fine. It's definitely risky, but it's fine. I think we want to lead on a Crone Crusader. Yep. So we definitely just need a land. We just need lands, and I think we're in pretty good shape, depending on what he does. Noble Hierarch, sure. Land. Land. Okay. That's still alright. So we have to attack into this thing. We definitely need a land next turn, though. Just gotta kind of hold our fingers here, or cross our fingers. Why would we hold our fingers? Temple Garden, sure, 17. I actually wouldn't even be that upset if he just, like, double bolts or double paths our guys. Or even single paths. I would be okay with that, too. This is promising for us. He kept the Temple Garden up, so it most likely means he has path. Oh. That was a beating. That was beating. There's the land. Jamoka's command is quite good against us. Alright, well, we'll play the Hoplite. Luckily we have guys this draw. And this thing gets to get in. So now we have protection from his removal spells. Gavany Township is good. So we try the old Jamoka's command trick again. And it fights, right? That's how this works. Alright. So next turn we have Coordinated Assault plus a Johnny's Presence, which is definitely what I'm in for. If he wants to attack me, I am all game. No attacks, sure. God's willing. Send with both and see what happens. No. Sure, what does he hit? Eidolon of Rhetoric, Noble Hierarch. Well, that definitely could have been worse for us. So depending on how he blocks, we might be able to get him. Okay, that's a good block for us. So we do get to Blades these two guys. And kill the Eidolon, which is really sweet. And he takes 4, which is good. Okay. Okay, that was definitely promising. We just need him to just be on this Gavany Township plan for the rest of the game. Well, that's not the Gavney Township plan for the rest of the game. Okay. Another Eidolon. Ugh. What is with all these nonsense Eidolons? Vanguard of Brimaz. Does that do anything? Oh, he has this Gavney Township? Guess we have to attack. It's really not good either way. Give her the old coordinated assault. And then the problem is we don't have another land for this kitchen things. We have to hope that he waits to Gavney Township on our turn. That thing's pretty big. It's just a 5/8. Alright, so now... we do get to kind of get him, unless... oh, he has another collecting company? Please no other collecting company. Okay, so now we kind of get to get him here. Which is definitely okay for us. Certainly not good, but it's okay. Takes it down to 6. Man, this Eidolon. Need a way to get rid of it. There's a God's Willing. Okay, well. Give this thing protection. Just can't have another path. Ooh, keep that on top. We have a blocker. Oh no, come on. Just be Gavney Township. Okay, we need to get real lucky here, guys. Green. Okay. All right. Oh, that's bad. He gets to gain a bunch of life, too. Ugh. There's all the creatures, and he's taken 4, going down to 5. Survive 1 hit. Alright, we just need to survive 1 hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He has us dead if he... does he? 1, 2, 3, 4. We take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're actually dead if he attacks us all out. Just hopefully he doesn't see it. Hopefully he doesn't see it. Collect Company was not good for us, but it could have been worse, I guess. Hopefully he just sends the one guy. The problem is if he leaves the Eidolon back, we're just dead. Which is so sad. Oh, I left the Eidolon back. 9. You can make it 10. And I can't tap Battlefield Forge. Yes, we did leave the Eidolon back. Yeah, I don't think I can block. At least he gave us an out, I guess. Brimaz. Well, there's another white creature anyways. Yeah, good try, guys. Good try. Just make sure there's nothing we can do here. There's too many blockers. Yeah. Nope. Just didn't quite get there, unfortunately, for us. So off to game 3. Hopefully, we can make it a 2-1. I have faith in good old red-white heroic. I'll see you guys for round number 3 in just a little bit. Alright guys, we're back here for round number 3, trying to go 2-1 with red-white heroic. Again, this is Pauper Ponderings, but we're playing some modern, because that's what you guys wanted to see. So this hand is pretty good. We mulled down to 6, but that's alright. I still think this hand is fine. You can turn 1 Hoplite and turn 2 Hoplite into Blades of Velis Vel a bunch of times. I'm going to keep, and we're going to put that on the bottom, because it doesn't come into play untapped. Is Gemstone Cavern, so he might be Merfolk? Mountain. Okay. Mountain with Gemstone Caverns. I don't play that much modern. I don't know what that means. Is it just like Scred? It's just Blood Moon? You have 2 Simian Spirit Guides? What are they? Wow, that's a hand, eh? Alright then. Okay. I don't know what he's playing. Hopefully he just chalices for 1 here. That would be okay. It wouldn't be the best, but it would be okay. I think it's probably what he's going to do. Looks like it. Yeah, okay. Chalice for 1, sure.
Luckily our hand lines up fairly decently against that, actually. And actually, with the way Heroic works, it won't matter that the spells are countered. So, that's pretty sweet. So I'm going to attack Chandra, and I'm going to attack Unexpected. This is just so the Chandra can't kill our favorite Hoplite. And even if he has like Blood Moon or whatever, it's actually just not even that bad. This actually seems okay for us. I'm not quite sure. It's 2 red. It's probably a dragon of some sort. Oh, he's using it. Goblin Rabblemaster, sure. This is another Goblin Rabblemaster? Sword of Fire and Ice. Okay. Well, that's certainly not the best for us. Another Blades. Okay, well. I think we're just on the Helix Rabblemaster. Oh. Helix Rabblemaster. Kill Chandra. Attack him, because the sword currently can't ding us. And then if we draw a land, we just like combo him next turn. Yep. Ooh, yep. The question is whether or not he attacks. He does. Sure. Taking probably another 2 here. This is an interesting deck we played against. Drew a card, and we're pretty much safe. So if we draw a land, that's not a land. So we Blades these 2 guys. Put him down to 4. Pretty much has to leave his guy back here, I'd have to think, unless he drew something. Maybe looking for something. Taking another 2, sure. Chandra doesn't do it here. Chalice for 0, sure. What is this? When Kragenwick Cremator enters the battlefield, is her. Oh my god, if I just take 10 here, I'm not going to be happy. There's no way I take 10 here. Oh, okay. Okay, that could have been real bad. It scared me for a second, because you even played the chalice. Boom. He is lay dead. Alright, we like winning game once. So now, what do we want here? We definitely want some amount of the Biforces. We probably want the core Firewalkers, I guess? What do we not want? One of the slower guys, and maybe... like like that? Sure. I'm not quite sure what we're going to be doing here. I do like our chances. I'm pretty excited for the ridiculousness of the decks that we've played against. This hand isn't the best, but it does stuff, I guess. And he put himself on the play, even with Gemstone Caverns. I thought the Gemstone Cavern decks are always supposed to go on the draw. Isn't that the plan? I think I'm going to keep... I'm not super excited about my hand, but it's certainly not unplayable. I think you just kind of have to keep with these hands. Chancellor of the Tangle. What is this deck? Oh my god. Alright, well, I guess we're leading off on a plains and passing. I just hope he doesn't have Chandra. That's like worst case scenario. Doesn't look like it's not Chandra's. That's good. And he exiled the Simian Spirit Guide? What is happening? Alright, we're gonna path that guy. This is the strangest deck I've ever seen. But I'm happy that we're playing against it. Makes another clue, sure. Take 2. I think we're just gonna bolt this thing, I guess. Chalice for 1 is not the best. Luckily we have Bifrost though. Land would be nice. There you go. And we'll just ship. It's so ridiculous. We just need him to not draw Chandra. Chandra is really bad for us. It's sort of Light and Shadow, sure. Well, that thing is getting Bifrost as well. And a Chrome Crusader. So I'm not going to say I like my position, because again, he could just play Chandra. But like, he doesn't have Chandra because he would have played it. We need a guy here. Or Inspiring Vantage. Like, maybe I'm being too greedy with this Blades, but I think I'm just going to keep sitting on it. That's not good. Okay. I'm definitely gonna make a guy. In response, God's willing, sure. Attack Chandra. Three cards in hand. Another mountain. This is so ridiculous. Oh, I'm so happy this game is being recorded. Chalice on 1. I guess we're gonna do this in response. Down the bottom. Alright, there's a guy, so that's good. It's definitely what we needed. And again, all the heroic guys are insane because they trigger whether or not we target them or not. Cavern of Souls. This is the most strange deck I've ever seen. Beast. I thought round 1 was weird. This definitely takes the cake. We do need to start finding something. Blades would be insane. Yep, it's a smuggler's copter. This, I think you could just name a card. It's probably in this deck. There's a Blades. That's insane. Down to 7. Our guys are just 2/2, so we have him dead if he doesn't do anything. He has 4 cards, so like he probably has to do something. Or not. There's another Lightning Helix. Alright, so I like our chances now. Down to 3. So we're going to try to Lightning Helix him and see what happens. We have 2 of them. I'm not sure what could happen to backfire here. And woo! The red-white heroic takes down, I guess, mono-red control? So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back with the conclusion of this deck in just a little bit. Alright, guys. Well, I guess that's why you wanted me to play Modern. Because those decks were ridiculous. So in round 1, we played like a Grixis Bloodchief Ascension deck. Round 2, we played green-white midrange, the like Todd Stevens like green-white value deck. And then in round 3, we played a mono-red control deck that probably played somewhere in the neighborhood of like 10 to 12 one-ofs. Now, you could say like, oh, we were just in the friendly room. We were in the 2-man queue, so it's not like the decks we were playing against, like, they thought they were going to do something with those decks. But anyways, let's talk about our deck and what it did. So the cards that were really powerful were obviously the heroic creatures. A Chrome Crusader feels quite powerful when you get it going. Favorite Hoplite as well is quite a beater, and Phallus Leader. When you get them in play with the proper spells, the deck is very, very, very good. The interesting thing about this deck is that you actually want them to target your creatures, because that's where, you know, the Ajani's Presence and the God's Willing and the Emerge Unscathed really shine, is when they are targeting your creatures. We played against a lot of decks today where they weren't really targeting our creatures very often, so we wanted more cards like Blades of Velis Vel. We did happen to draw them a decent amount, and that was quite good, because this card is one of the more synergistic cards in our deck. But it was funny that we didn't play against a lot of just spot removal decks, and that actually made our deck maybe a little less optimized than it possibly could have been. Even the last deck, it was mono-red, but with 4 chalices, there's a good chance that he really wasn't playing any lightning bolts. So yeah, the deck was fairly sweet in that regard. Actually, I was pretty happy with the main deck in general, and if we would have played against some, you know, kind of Grixis decks with removal, this would have been very, very powerful. As for the sideboard, we had the 2 core Firewalkers. They would have been good if we drew them. The Vanguards would have been good. I think everything was very powerful. The Bioforces were very good in game 1, or in game 2 against that mono-red deck. They played Chancellor of the Tangle for some reason. And the Wear Tears were pretty decent. Overall, I was pretty happy about this deck. I'll probably be doing something like this every so often just to keep it fresh. Playing a different format. It obviously won't be Modern next time. It'll either be Standard, Legacy, or Vintage. But let me know, did you enjoy me branching out into a different format? We played a pretty wacky deck. I thought it was pretty cool. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Next week, I'll be playing... The poll is not quite done yet. I'm going to check it as soon as I finish making these videos. But it'll either be, again, Damned Cycling Zuberas or Goblin Storm. So keep tuned for that. That'll be next week. I don't think I'm going to make a poll this week, so no problem there. But, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. And again, make sure you check us out online, www.themanabase.com, as well as,
If you like this video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. And again, if you want to build this deck and try it out, it is very, very cheap. You can even play it with only mountains and plains. The rest of these cards are very, very inexpensive. The most expensive card by a mile is Path to Exile. So thanks for watching again, guys, and we'll see you next week with either Damned Cycling, Zuberas, or Goblin Storm. Thanks for watching, guys.